All right, good morning, you guys. It's the one and only Christopher Bruce here again, coming to you with some thoughts from the gods. It's about 3:30 in the morning, I think, and just started getting some thoughts while throwing ideas back and forth with the gods. And they basically told me a funny situation. It's kind of funny, from my perspective, it's kind of funny. But basically, in this situation, the Canadians have turned Canada and most of Earth into the heart and soul of evil, Team Evil. That means that Canada and the majority of Earth are now the most offensive places to ever exist in all of existence, mainly Canada and the Commonwealth. All right? And what that means is that sadly, they basically put humanity all of humanity into a situation where if you don't oppose them and do things to destroy them brutally, make them suffer in almost like any way you could imagine, just make them brutally suffer. Sadly, that's what I'm being told. If you don't do something to make the Canadians and their allies in the Commonwealth and stuff like that suffer brutally in one way or another, whether it's psychologically, physically, or whatever, if you don't do that, then you are basically accepting their attempts to dominate and subjugate you. And so you become one of the most putrid piece of shit losers forever. It means when you accept accept the crimes of somebody who are trying to subjugate and abuse you and enslave you and just destroy your mind and soul forever, it means that you're accepting pure evil filth, and which means you're rejecting good, right? You can't have both ways. You either choose good or you choose evil. If you accept evil, then that means you think it's acceptable, and so you're incorporating it into your life, which means you're rejecting all good in existence, and you're a putrid loser. So in a weird way, what Canada has done is made it so that every person on this planet now has no choice but to adopt like cruelty-free, plant-based type lifestyles that are in constant opposition to the Canadians and the Commonwealth and anyone else who accepts our existence and all evil in existence. You either choose to fight the Canadians and their allies. You either choose to fight the Canadians and your allies and their allies, or you fall forever and you become one of the most putrid piece of shit losers to ever exist. So that's basically what Canada has done. Canada has painted themselves and all of humanity into a corner where you have no choice but to do things to destroy them brutally. Because if you don't, then it means you're accepting their filth, which means you're becoming one of the most putrid piece of shit losers to ever exist. Yeah? And you're destroyed forever. Yeah? So you have no choice but to oppose the Canadians, destroy their life in any way you can, like I said, either psychologically or whatever, destroy their life in some way, brutally, on a regular basis. Whether it's just like cywarring them constantly, shaming and humiliating them and treating them like garbage and destroying everything about their minds and souls. Yeah? Or you either do that or you fall forever. You know, you have to adopt cruelty-free lifestyles, which means you don't harm any good beings or creations unless you're creating good in exchange. Unless you're constantly in opposition to evil, then unless you're constantly doing things to destroy all evil in existence, you basically become an inferior, retarded, worthless piece of shit at the dead bottom of existence forever. Isn't that brutal? So Canada's basically telling everyone on the planet, like, look, we're your fucking enemies, you know? You either be our bitches, you let us subjugate you and shame and humiliate you all, and you can be our bitches, or we'll be your bitches and you destroy us. You know? It's one way or the other. Yeah. So basically everyone on this world now has to make a choice where it's like either you're gonna be the bitch of the most retarded, pathetic, disgusting losers to ever exist, or you're going to make them your bitch, which means you have to, like I said, be in constant opposition to all evil to them and all evil in existence, all of Team Evil. You have to be in constant opposition to them, and just constantly freaking cyber them and destroy them brutally in any way you can. Just constantly ruin them. Well, isn't that brutal? Like, that's what Canada's done. They've literally forced everyone's hand and basically said, like, look, we're so goddamn scummy and disgusting that if you don't destroy us, it means you're accepting us and our filth, which means you're rejecting all good in existence, which means you fall forever, and you're a pathetic piece of shit loser at the dead bottom of existence with us. Now, isn't that brutal? Isn't that just absolutely brutal? But anyway, so yeah, there you go. There's some thoughts that I was getting this morning, and we'll talk to you later.